G'day viewers, welcome to PB's Retro Restorations. I thought for this special Ashes England versus Australia diecast build-off, given the unique opportunity I have to live in Brisbane, home of the Gabba, traditional place of the first test, I come down and film this special introduction. Now it's started raining and the sirens are coming and it's just another day in paradise. Anyway, oh, it must be Warnie's car. Anyway, this is it. So this is a challenge by the DMC, the Diecast Modelers community, run by Paul. Paul goes to a lot of effort to promote everybody's channels, come up with some great challenges. Having said that, this is the first one I've got involved in, the Ashes challenge. So the brief was to turn any classic British car into a muscle car, and I started with the Vauxhall that's in my opening turn, and it wasn't working out, so I shifted to a Hillman Minx. Now this Hillman Minx you may remember from my Christmas preview video of last year. I did attempt to restore it, but the body was so far gone and corroded I just put it in the parts bin. It wasn't worth doing. Anyway, I started modifying that. I had some major issues as usual, but we'll cover that. We'll get to that. Let's get crack-a-lackin'. Let's see what we can come up with. So I figured it didn't matter what I did to this car, I was going to go, couldn't make it any worse. So I was going the full boogie. I took the hood out, I was going to have a big motor through the bonnet, a radius the rear wheel arches to take a fat set of slicks. I kept shaving and modifying the body, and it was starting to go astray here. The wheel arches weren't lining up. Well, I got them big enough to take the tyres, but they weren't in a straight line. It was looking terrible. But it was going to get worse before it got better. So one part of the build that went to plan was the brass tubing for the wheels. I got these wheels from the latest Hot Wheels Corvette release, one where the whole body comes off it. I got a few parts out of that actually. Widen the base as well to take those big wheels, and this part worked out for me. It was going good. So things were progressing okay. I wasn't real happy with the body, but it was what it was, and I was shooting for a gasser look, like lifted up at the front with the little tyres, and like typical gasser. I thought, well, I just got to do a bit more of a modification to the body in a place. I was holding it with a pair of pliers and dremeling it away, and then this happened. Snapped like an eggshell. It really did just crack through. I didn't even put much pressure on it. Enough the heat made it brittle. I got so angry and disheartened, I just thought I wanted to give up. I thought, no, that's not what. We can't let the Brits win this one. You just need a bit of R&R, Peter. A bit of time at the beach to regroup, refresh. It's Sunday here. We just wrapped up the bombs of the first game. I thought I'd come down here to celebrate. It's just, what's it like in England at the moment, guys? Is it warm enough for you? Are you coping okay? It's alright, I'm suffering this so you don't have to, so let's get on with it. I'll see you soon. So there was only so much of that I could take. I had to get back to the bench. Now, I went to the Diecast fair and I picked up for $5 this Hillman Minx. Now I know you're looking at that going, Peter, there's nothing really wrong with that. What are you going to do to it? Well, you'll see what I'm going to do to it. I started again and decided to be less ambitious this time. I was also getting pressed for time, so I decided to take a leaf out of Chuck at Flying Valiant and Jay at JDC to work with the paint I had. I had the base I'd made, so I could reuse that. I just had to radius the rear wheel arches, and I decided to go for a, like a Hot Wheels dragster, where the motor's kind of inside the cabin, so I didn't have to modify the body as much. And when it came to painting, like I said with Chuck and Jay, I've seen them do projects where they just work with the paint that's on the car, and I thought, it's chipped up, it's bashed about, I'm going to shoot for a rat rod kind of look for it. Now I'm going to make an interior for it, well, pretty crude interior, just a seat and a roll cage. And I'm just making this plastic sheeting for the base so my interior's got something to adhere to. Onward and upward. So I got my jar of rust out and I started rusting it up and giving it a bit of weather, make it look extra dodgy. I'm just painting on some clear paint and dribbling the rust into it. I also just rubbed it in with my fingers too. I gave it a clear coat at the end. When I say clear coat, I use a dull coat clear just to seal it all in. Now I've got the roll cage parts from a Hot Wheels NASCAR out of the part bin. Painted them yellow, give them a bit of black wash. I wanted them to stand out a bit more, sort of the contrast between the modern parts they've used on this old Hillman with the new parts. So I'm using my red Posca pen to put the tail lights on. The twin drag chutes came from the Corvette as well. I put a license plate on the back because it's street registered, of course, and just like that we're done. Now I was so keen to get started on this after my day at the beach I forgot to do a turntable shot of the second body, so anyway, here's what it looks like now. I had a lot of fun building this. It was, despite all the problems, and my weathering isn't the greatest, but I was just shooting for that, rat it out, spend all the money on the important parts and spend zero on the body. The twin drag chutes from the vet, the homemade license plate. It was a lot of fun. I hope I captured the theme and the idea. I hope you've liked this one. Shirts. I've lost my mind. I've got so many shirts. Some sizes I'm starting to run out of. But show a loved one you care with a shirt from PB. Okay, so thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. I really appreciate it. Make sure you go and check out the DMC. I'm sure Paul will have a link. We'll have all the details of how you can view everyone else's builds. I'm looking forward to seeing what some guys come up with. It's going to be fun. Now I promised you an unboxing video this week. I forgot I had to get this one out. So this Wednesday, the sexy new PB time of Wednesday, viewers, because you don't want to be watching my video Christmas Eve. You want to be giving it to yourself on the couch, drinking I mean, and being with the fam. So Little bit of a Christmas wrap up. Unboxing next week. I will see you then. Click the bell for alerts, and it won't matter when I have a video. And I'll talk to you all then. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Bye!